You want to start a poultry farm, but you have completely no money, or you have very little money, and you're thinking, how do I do it? Well, today, that's what I'm here to help you with. I'm here to help you figure out how you can actually start and run a poultry farm without money or with very little money. So please stick around. Now recently I've had a lot of people, send me messages and inboxing me and asking me, hey, I want to start a poultry farm, but I completely have no money, or I have very little money, or I want to find somewhere to borrow money from. Can you help give me some information of where I can get such money from, where I can borrow money from? So in this case, if you want to start a poultry farm, we're going to talk about two scenarios. There are two groups of people who want to start a poultry farm. There's the person who wants to start a poultry farm from his home. His plans are, to start a poultry farm with minimal amount of money or no money, grow it from his home, and probably expand later. Then there's also the kind of person who wants to start big. They're like, hey, me, I want to start with 1,000 or 5,000. I don't care about you guys, I want to start with a big number because I want to become rich. Well, I'm here to deal with both those two groups of people. I'm going to start with the first group of people, then I'll go to the second one. Okay? So if you're going to be starting with the first lot of people who you want to start with something very minimal and slowly grow, the idea is you're going to have to start small. Now, it's not hard. This is the easiest thing, yeah? This is it. All you need to do is to have a house or somewhere where the hens can sleep or the chickens can sleep. Okay, you're going to have to use indigenous chicken. Now, I'm using the word indigenous because indigenous varies depending on which part of the world you're in. If you're in South Africa, what's indigenous over there will not be indigenous in Uganda because they're not used to the weather, to the, to the environment in Uganda. And if we bring them over here, they might struggle. So depending on where you are, you're going to have to get the indigenous chicken of that place. The idea is that the indigenous chicken of wherever you are have adapted to the place, yeah? So they can use almost anything to form nutrients in their body, They will start scratching around, they will eat the grass in the place, go in a garden like this one, eat the grass, scratch for insects. They will get a few grains somewhere and they will be able to grow, okay? So you're not going to spend any money on feeds. That's the first thing, okay? The second thing, you're going to spend very little or no money on housing, yeah? Depending on where you place your house. If you probably have a small kitchen somewhere, all you need is a place for them to sleep in the night. Because during the day, you're going to let them out. You're going to let them move. You're going to let them roam around. They will look for their own food. You most probably won't need to provide them with water because they are hardcore. Yeah, these things are hardcore. They know where to get water from, okay? So, or probably you can put some water at home where they can always pass and drink. But my grandmother, and I've grown up around people who have kept chickens, and they even never needed to provide them with water, and none of them died, yeah? And they grew well, in 5 months, 4, 5 months, 6 months, they were laying eggs, okay? So what I advise you to do is to start with just 3 chickens. Now, getting those 3 chickens might not be very easy, yeah? So if you probably have a friend who is willing to give you 3 chickens, or at home you already have chickens and you can get, or you can use a few of the savings you have. These chickens are not expensive. I advise you to get adults so that you have time on your side. Just get 3 chickens, 2 females and 1 male, yeah? In a very short time, they're going to start laying eggs. Once they start laying eggs, they're going to reproduce. They will sit on the eggs. You're going to have to do synchronized hatching. Now, I haven't made a video about synchronized hatching, but you can Google it on the internet or you can wait for it in the future. Now, synchronized hatching is ideally where you make sure the 2 hens start hatching their hens at the same time, yeah? So they will probably lay at different times, but you make sure they start hatching at the same time. That way, when they hatch, you're going to have, the chicks come out at the same time, and then it's going to be easy for you, to grow them because they'll be together, yeah? Let's say you're going to hatch 8 chicks. Now, those 8 chicks are going to grow up, and in total, that's 16 because each one hatched 8, right? And let's say you're going to have 8 males and 8 females. Now, the 8 males, you'll be able to sell off, okay? And get some money back. The 8 females, you're going to let them grow, and they're also going to lay eggs, and they're going to hatch, okay? And then you're going to give them around 6 months, 5 to 6 months, and they will be laying eggs, and they will be hatching again, okay? So if you do the math, if you just do that in a period of 1 year, you're not going to have anything less than 60 hens, okay? So for someone who started with 3, if in 1 year you have 60 hens, okay, then let's say 30 of them are males, you're going to sell them off, and probably you're going to be selling them at around, let's say, $8 each and every one. In the period of 1 year, you'll have made $240. Now that $240 you can put back into the business, you know, expand the business, probably build a better chicken house, and then keep expanding. So you see how in such a short time, with very little or no care at all, you might be able to grow your hens, yeah? Now things like vaccines, okay, vaccines are very necessary, yeah? And whilst it might be a bit expensive for you to get vaccines as a beginner, you can do what we call, you know, communal funding, you know? You get a few friends in the neighborhood who also have hens, then you put money together, that way you can buy a vaccine together and divide it among the hens, okay? So you're going to have all the hens take the vaccine at the same time. Not expensive and very wise. So if you want to start your business in such a way, I've given you a very simple blueprint, okay? You can start from nothing and grow. Now, the more complicated group. These are people who want to do commercial farming, okay? You're the kind of person who is like, hey, I don't want 30, I don't want those things. I want 1,000, I want 2,000, I want 5,000. Okay? So if you're that kind of person, it's a bit more complex for you. Okay? I'm going to talk about it from my perspective and from what I know, from what I've experienced and from what I think will be helpful to you. Okay? This lot of people is going to need way more capital. And what are the different ways that you might be able to get capital? Number 1, loans. Number 2, getting investors to invest into your business. Number 3, friends and or family. Number 4, crowdsourcing. And number 5, using your savings. Now I'm going to talk about each and every one of these. Now let's start with the first way, which is actually loans. Now, if I'm to tell you the truth, this is the worst way you want to start a business. This is the worst way you want to start your poultry farm. As long as it's called a startup, the worst thing you can do is start with a loan. Why? Now, I'm being honest, yeah? 90% of all startups fail at some point. In fact, only 25% of all startups, it doesn't matter the kind, will be running by the 3rd year. 25% will be running by the 3rd year. Now, of course, there are a lot of factors that are involved in all this, and that's the reason why I started this channel. Yeah, I started this channel so that I might offer you information about poultry farming. That way, you don't need to be among those that fail, okay? But there are a lot of things that are involved in failing, yeah? For example, there are people who are going to probably watch one of my previous videos where I talk about how I started my poultry farm and I'm now reaping big. I can barely supply half of the market. And someone will watch that one video and they'll be thinking, ha, the guy is making money. Let me also go and start out, you know, very excited. They don't care to look at my other videos where I talk about, you know, the intricacies and the details involved in starting the business, yeah? So such a person is very likely going to fail, yeah? You need information. You need to know and find out a lot of things. So if you want to start up and you need more information and you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I strongly advise you to subscribe to the channel. Why? Because my passion and my desire is to offer you information that will help you run the business successfully. Okay? I don't want you to fail. I don't want you to be among the percentage of people that will fail. Okay? So subscribe to the channel and even watch all my other videos, you know. Just go through the playlist and watch all my other videos. I give you a lot of valuable information. Yeah? But there are people who are going to ignore all that information. It's just a natural occurrence in every population. There are people who probably never learn. And then there's also the lot of things that you can't control. Yeah? For example, the current crisis, you know, the lockdown and everything, it has affected a lot of people's business. So you can imagine someone who had just started, you know, their business recently, and then the hens were at the point of laying, or they had broilers and they had, let's say, 1,000 broilers, and Someone was supposed to take them up, probably a hotel, and then all of a sudden the lockdown comes. You know, they can't sell the broilers, they can't sell the eggs. The business is going to fail, yeah? So the whole idea of startups is that there are very high chances of failing, yet the one thing that's as certain as death is that you're going to have to pay back that loan. Yeah, the bank doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about the coronavirus crisis. Okay, they don't care about anything going on in your life. You're going to have to pay back the loan. So that's why I don't advise people to take loans at the beginning of a business. This is the thing. When you get money, it's very easy for you to spend money. Anyone can spend money. I can call, 10 people over here and give them $1,000 each and tell them go and spend it. I assure you, none of those people is going to come back and tell me, Daniel, I've failed to spend the money. Yeah? That's impossible. But if I told those same 10 people that go and bring me $200, go make $200 and bring them, probably one or none will be able to bring back the money. Why? It's easier to spend money than to make money. Yeah? So the reason most startups fail is not because they don't have money. No, it's because they don't have resourcefulness. Yeah, you need to think outside the box. If you're a startup, you need to think outside the box. The biggest problem with startups is not money. Of course, money affects a lot of things, but the biggest problem is not money. You need to use your brain. Think about all the different ways that you can make money. One thing I know is that if you cannot make money without money, you cannot make money with money. Okay? A lot of people have gotten money. People have won lotteries. They have blown up all the money. So you getting money from a loan and having an idea of starting a poultry farm doesn't guarantee the fact that you're going to get back that money and pay the loan, okay? So you're going to lose your assets, you're going to lose, everything just because you got a loan. So starting a poultry farm involves a lot of learning, okay? There is a learning curve. You're going to have to learn about the market, you're going to have to learn about the feeding, the vaccination and all those things, and you haven't learned them, so you're taking a gamble with your house or with your property or with your, everything by taking a loan. Does that mean that no one can take a loan to invest into their business? Of course not. When can you take a loan to invest into your poultry business? You can take a loan when you are overflowing and you can't meet the demand. Let me give you an example of myself. I told you guys that before this whole crisis, I was producing about 20 trays of eggs every day, and that couldn't even meet a half of the demand. Literally, I would chase away more than half of the customers who would come to buy eggs from my farm because I couldn't meet the demand. But of course, the money I was making from the poultry farm wasn't enough for me to expand at that very moment. So I took a loan, yeah? I took a loan to invest into the business because now I've mastered what works. I know that the business is going to flourish, so I can invest the money back into the poultry farm, and then I know that I'm going to get the money back, okay? The chances of me losing my money are very low, yeah? So if you're not making money, don't spend money. So I advise you to only get a loan to invest into your poultry farm when you're already making money. That way the risks are very low and you mitigate the risks. Don't forget that if you cannot make money without money, there is no assurance that you can make money with money. Now, of course, there are a lot of banks outside there that are willing to give you loans, salary loans. There are a lot of youth groups and, poultry farming groups or farming groups that are willing to give you money, yeah? But the thing is that you're going to have to pay back that money. And if you're going to go that way, think about everything I've told you very critically. Now, the second lot is investors. Now, this is actually the hardest lot to get money from, especially if you're a startup. Now, investors are a very good idea. Why? Because the risk now falls on the investor. If you come to me with an idea and you ask me for, let's say, $5,000 to invest into your business, yeah? The idea is that I want to get profit on my money, yeah? So if I put that money into your business and then the business fails, that's my problem, okay? So what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to avoid putting my money into places where I'm not certain that I'll have my money back. So the very same reason that you're unlikely to get an investor invest into your business is the same reason that I told you not to get a loan, okay? Because you're starting up. The truth is that investors are not willing to gamble with their money. So if you've been running that poultry farm and then you want to expand and then the investor comes and they see the farm flourishing and everything, they're like, hey, I'll get my money back from here. So he will give you money and then you can expand. But if you have nothing, it doesn't matter how nice your business plan is, Recently I had someone send me a message, you know, and they're telling me, hey, you know, I'm a young guy over here. I've had a dream of starting a poultry farm for a very long time. You know, I've done a business plan. I've even planned out everything. I've found out the prices of everything I need. All I need is money. Can you get me some money to start this business? Hell no. Yeah? You think I'm going to bet my money on your good promises? No. Okay? So the thing is that 99% of the chances you're not going to get an investor invest into a startup. Okay? Investors are going to invest into places where there is light at the end of the tunnel. They are certain, okay? And a business plan, anyone can make a business plan, okay? So a business plan is not certainty that you're going to succeed. So while investors are a very good idea, and I would advise you to go outside there and try to look for investors, 99 out of 100 of you are not going to get an investor invest into your startup. Number 3, which is one of the easiest and the surest, friends and family. Okay, so friends and family are a very good source. The problem with them is that they're a bit limited. You know, they might not be the kind of person who's going to give you $10,000 or $1,000. But the thing with family and friends is that they're going to give you money out of goodwill. You know, you're my friend, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my daughter. I'm going to give you this money, and you know, I trust that you'll be able to pay it back, or you know, you'll make the money. But if you lose the money and the business fails, they're not going to arrest you, okay? So this is always a good idea. Get a few friends, a few families around, try to get them to invest into your business. If you succeed, very good. Welcome to the club. Number 4, crowdsourcing. So what on earth is crowdsourcing, okay? So crowdsourcing is this. You get a few friends, you know, you've all been watching Daniel's videos on FarmUp, and you're all very inspired to start poultry farms, okay? So what can you do? You just get yourselves together and put your money together and start a poultry farm, okay? So with time, you will start earning back profits, and you know, each one of you has a percentage share in the business, you know? Someone, let's say it's $1,000 you need, someone is going to bring $40, another is going to bring $400, another is going to bring, let's say, $500, another one will bring $160, okay? So one person will own 4%, another one will own, you know, 16%, 50%, depending on how much they brought. Then that way, when the profit comes, it's shared like that. Then that way, you can expand your business. Very easy way of starting, okay? And I advise you to go for this too. Number 5, which I believe is the best, using your savings, okay? So currently we have a lot of human beings, a lot of young people who don't like to work, okay? You don't want to work. Remember what I told you at the beginning? That if you cannot make money without money, there's no assurance that you can make money with money. Now, you need to first make money without money, okay? And how do you save? So you're telling me, hey, Daniel, how am I going to save when I don't have any money? Look for a job. You're probably telling me right now, you know, I don't have the skills to look for a job. I've looked for a job for years. It's probably because your head is so limited. You're looking in a particular line, yeah? Go somewhere, start making bricks, you know? Go and do manual labor, casual labor. Think, find ways of making money, okay? There's a group of people, of course, who will laugh at you. They will scorn at you. You know, they'll tell you, you know, you graduated from the university and now you're doing this kind of job. Hey, my friend, let me tell you, those people who are making you not to do that kind of job, if you die today, they wouldn't give a damn about you, okay? Or if you didn't have money, they wouldn't care, okay? Now that you're trying to do that job, they seem like they care about you. No, they don't care. You know, the thing which is innate with human beings, of course, not everyone, but with a very big percentage of human beings, is that they are selfish. They only think about themselves, yeah? And when you're starving, none of those people is going to come and give you food, okay? When you're struggling, no one is going to come and bring you food. But when you decide to start getting something, start getting work and, you know, hustle, look here and look here, people are going to start talking about you. Pay a blind eye. Please, close your ears. Don't listen to what they say. Go out and work, yeah? You need to work. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you studied. It doesn't matter what you did. You need to work, okay? That's why I'm actually here. That's why I'm not on my farm. I've been locked down and I can't record the video from my farm, yeah? So that's why I am here, because I had to work. I have to work. I need to get money, okay? So you need to work. So work, get some savings. When you get some savings, start small, okay? Start small, that way you can expand. I started with 800. I'm going to bring in 1,000 more. Then with time I'm going to expand, and with time I'm going to expand, and then I'll have a very big farm. And then someone will look at me and they'll start thinking, hey, I want to be like him, I want to be like her. They don't know where I started from. Yeah, I worked hard. Okay, so you need to work hard, save money, and that way you can start a business. So now I've told you how to start a poultry farm with very little or no money, or how you can get money to start a poultry farm. Yeah, so don't just stop there. Watch all my videos, watch all of them, subscribe to the channel, that way you don't miss anything. I will be here to offer you information. In fact, I have a Facebook page called FarmUp. Yeah, just go to facebook.com/farmupafrica. There I offer you daily tips on how to run your poultry farm. You get all the information and most of the information you need, and you're very likely to succeed. So subscribe, don't miss out on anything, and come back next time for more videos. See you next time.